Hello everyone, how's it going? It's me, Jaylene, also known as FemmeForth. I'm a sexuality coach based here in Vancouver, Canada, who's passionate about helping people feel confident in their kink and sex lives. And today we are discussing the hot little topic of HSV, both 1 and 2. But first, you must subscribe for the benefit of your own sex life. Amazing. Now let's cover HSV with 3 key things. Number 1, what is it? Number 2, how is it transferred? And most importantly, number 3, 4 key tips on navigating HSV. Number 1, what is it? HSV stands for herpes simplex virus. It's a super common virus that is transmitted in between genitals, in between mouth and genitals, or in between mouths. It generally shows up as a cluster of sores that resemble as blisters, or one whole bigger sore that resembles a blister. People with HSV 1 or 2 describe these sores as almost having a tingling sensation. It almost feels heated with infection and is painful and sensitive. And from my own experience, because I have cold sores that I get on my mouth, generally I will kind of almost feel swelling in that area as well as a blister is emerging. Speaking of cold sores, what are they? So, the strain of HSV1 is mostly known for appearing around the mouth and typically being described as cold sores, though it can be transmitted to the genitals. A little swip swap. HSV2, on the other hand, mostly appears on the genitals or on the skin surrounding the genital area. This can be transmitted to someone's mouth, however. HSV likes to spread the herpes parties. What can I say? And a fun little fact for you all here. In a study by the WHO organization back in 2020, it showed us that over 1 in 5 people ages 15 to 49 have a genital infection of either HSV1 or HSV2 in this crazy little world. That is about 846 million people. HSV is a funny virus because sometimes it wakes up and arises in these angry little blisters and sores that I mentioned earlier, and other times it simply takes a nap and is dormant in the body. This kind of wake up and also sleep schedule of HSV kind of aligns with a couple of different factors. Number 1, the immune system. The lower the walls of your health are, the more likely HSV is going to wake up and attack. Low levels of lysine in the body, and also external contact to HSV infection. But noting the third reason, how is HSV being spread between lovely little people? Number 2, how it's transferred. There are 3 main ways. Mouth to mouth, kissing someone who is in the beginning stages of having a cold sore, aka it hasn't blistered yet, but it does show up as almost a painful swelling in that area of their mouth, or it is a blistered cold sore. Having your mouth come into contact with the saliva of someone with a cold sore. My tip here for you is do not share cups or share a cigarette, etc. with someone who has an active outbreak. Mouth to genitals and vice versa. Unprotected oral sex is genuinely one of the main ways people receive HSV1 infection to their genitals. Or someone could be having an active outbreak down there while you are pleasuring them with your mouth. Either way, unprotected oral sex is quite a common occurrence these days. But just because it's common though, does not mean that there is no risk. And lastly, genitals to genitals. If someone has an outbreak on their genitals and their genitals come into contact with yours, there's a very high likely chance that HSV will hop onto your body as well. Like I said before, HSV can appear around the genital area. Condoms and most dental dams, because they're tiny, will not fully protect you from transmission in these cases. So if the person does have an outbreak and you are worried about transmission, it is best to avoid sex altogether until it's not an active outbreak anymore. As I said before, I myself have HSV1, so I would like to empathize with you all who are watching this video who have either HSV 1 or 2. It's not really easy to deal with, especially if you're dealing with it alone. So alas, my door is completely open if you are wanting to seek a safe space to gain support by it by signing up for a free one-on-one intro call with me. My coaching website link is below to book your free call with me there. And just a big note here, a lot of HSV can also be asymptomatic as well. Sometimes it can be transferred in a very rare cases with there being no symptoms showing. It's either that or the person does not know their body well enough to tell when there is an outbreak. To trust your partners, you need to trust that they know their body well. But alas, what can we do to navigate this supremely common virus? Number 3, 4 tips for HSV. That rhymed. Number 1, lysine thyself. Lysine vitamins taken on the daily are a really great preemptive option for storing up your body's immune system to fight against HSV from appearing into any outbreaks. It's one of the main soldiers that battle HSV into dormancy. And if you have an outbreak, there are over-the-counter topical treatments that you can easily buy at any sort of pharmacy to put on your sores for faster healing. And if you need an extra little bit of help, there are medication prescriptions that you can talk to your doctor about for helping the case of preventing or speeding the healing of an outbreak. Number 2, disclosing your HSV status with no current outbreak. Now, I want to preface by saying this, that you're not legally required to disclose your HSV status to your sexual partners. However, is it the ethical thing to do? 1000%. And if you receive HSV because a person did not disclose their HSV status to you, just imagine how you felt. And would you really want to spread that feeling to another person who's choosing to trust you? So, alas, in terms of disclosure, any form of unprotected sex with someone, whether that's anal, oral, vaginal, or just genital and genital contact, that involves the part of your body that is infected with HSV, it is a good rule of thumb to disclose to that person so that they know of the risks that they are taking while enjoying some naked little contact with you. And also just to know, even if you are using condoms or some sort of form of protection while you're using genital on genital contact or penetrative sex, it is best to disclose to them prior to that, because like I say, the infection does not just arise on the genital area, it can arise in the surrounding area as well. AKA, condoms are not going to protect your sexual partner from potential transmission. And the results of your disclosure is going to be one of 4 things. Your partner will opt out entirely of all sex acts. Your partner will opt out of certain sex acts. Your partner won't opt out of any sex acts, but will choose to use protective barriers to lower the risk of transmission. And the last option is your partner is going to choose to trust you to recognize yourself when you might be potentially in the beginning or in the midst of an outbreak, and will trust that you will tell them about it. And with that very, very vulnerable trust factor, they're going to forego using any protective barriers with you. Those are the 4 options. Simple as that. And let me note for you, my friend, not one of these options actually reflect who you are as a sexy human. It is simply their own risk profile for their own sexual safety. Nothing to take personally. And so what about the situation of you having a current outbreak of HSV? The number 3 tip is what to do during an outbreak. With that area that has an outbreak, avoid physical contact with others. Simple. Picture this. You're in the middle of an intense, heavy makeout session with a hottie little toddy, and you sense almost the feeling that an HSV outbreak is coming. And this is a real example from me. What do you think is the easier situation? A, stop the makeout session and let them know that you're feeling like your lips and mouth are feeling a little bit sore, and you want to stop just in case an abrasion or sore is forming. You explain to them that you don't want to pass on any infection to them in case it is a sore. They seem surprised at the very abrupt stop, but they also really appreciate your consideration for their sexual health. Or B, continuing the makeout session, receiving that sore in your lips and transmitting it to that hottie toddy of yours. And now you have to deal with the aftermath of both them being angry towards you because you are not being honest with them, and also the guilt you most likely will feel about not considering this completely innocent, trusting person's health in that moment. So I ask you again, which is the easier situation, people? And as someone with HSV1, I've experienced this many times of stopping these hot little sessions and being honest, and the amount of times I've received appreciation of thank yous for being honest towards their own health rather than putting my horny little desires as a priority. People respect honesty, especially when it's their own best interest in the end. And if you have an outbreak of HSV on the mouth, be sure not to share any cups, lipsticks, cigarettes, etc., or come into any physical contact with the mouth of another person's body until your sores and the outbreak has completely finished. And if you're experiencing a general outbreak of HSV, you can either disclose to your partner and tell them that you feel like you have a little bit of abrasions or sores appearing in that area and you want to wait to have any sort of form of contact with that area of your body for another day. AKA when the sore is completely gone. No scab, no cut, nothing. Or if you have not had this STI talk or disclosure talk with them, you can also simply just keep your pants on and just let them know that your boundary today is no genital play upon you. Simple as that. You really only need to disclose to people your HSV status if you are going to have sexual contact with them with that area of your body. And lastly, number 4, letting go of your personal shame. Having HSV can be hard due to the stigmas that this silly little world has placed upon this virus. And I just want to let you know that I'm here for you. If you're like some of my past coaching clients where you feel insecure or unworthy of having sex or dating due to your STI status, and you're ready to actually let go of that unnecessary shame that I can imagine you're carrying around, like I said, I know how much it can weigh you down, then do yourself a favor and book a one-on-one free intro call with me for us to see if we're aligned to work together on moving you towards the confidence that you ultimately deserve. My website link is below to book your free call there. And also don't forget to like and subscribe to spread the sexy sex ed. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. It's me, FemmeForth. Mwah.